After Battle of Gods, Gohan actually didn't go to Beerus' planet. You'd think he would, but no, he has a job and a child approaching, so he couldn't really go to Beerus' planet. Goku and Vegeta still went, however, and Gohan did keep up with his training. Unlike in canon, it's far more important for Gohan to not only keep training, but to keep his job, since he's married to Erisa and not Videl. Erisa? I don't know how to pronounce her name. Though, maybe Videl helps them out from time to time. Her and Erisa are friends, after all. Gohan is definitely going to be making the most of the money, if I had to imagine. The events of Resurrection F play out still, despite Gohan being around and more alert than normal. Goten and Trunks, however, do join the fight. Everyone fights off Frieza soldiers until we get the infamous scene with Tagoma. Unlike in canon, Goten and Trunks actually fight him, and working together, they struggle, but they defeat him quite easily after they turn into Super Saiyans in one shot. Frieza lifts his finger to shoot a death beam at Trunks, who's still celebrating. However, Gohan would quickly deflect the beam, not allowing what is basically his little brother to get hurt. Frieza would transform into his final form, and Gohan would turn into his mastered Super Saiyan 2 form. This form has a bit less power than Super Saiyan 3, but its key efficiency makes it better in the long term. As Gohan and Frieza are fighting, Gohan has a slight power advantage and a massive skill advantage. Gohan is surprised at Frieza's new power though, and says so to Frieza. But at the rate they're going, Gohan will win. But Frieza reveals to Gohan that he has one more form. But Gohan is perfectly aware of his buff state and says that if he does that, he'll just burn himself out again like he did on Namek. But Gohan didn't know that Frieza was actually talking about his golden form. Frieza goes gold and swiftly takes Gohan out with a single gut punch, doing Gohan in like he did in Resurrection F. Everyone is shocked at this sudden power increase. However, Frieza is goading. Goku teleports in with Vegeta. From here on out, things go more or less the same as in canon, only that Frieza has already fought a little when going against Goku. Whereas Goku is completely fresh, Gohan is completely shocked at Goku and Vegeta's power. Both of them and their base forms were as strong, if not stronger than him, at his full Super Saiyan 2 power. A testament to Whis' training, for sure. After that, the Universe 67 tournament comes up, and you would think I would put Gohan into the what if, but you'd be wrong. So, I talked to Reddit and the Discord server, and from what I guess, I think that Gohan is some kind of funded researcher. So if he has a deadline, he has a deadline, and considering that there aren't really any stakes, he's not going to risk his job. Again, he's not a millionaire in this what if. But he doesn't just completely skip this whole ordeal. For 2 of the 3 days Goku and Vegeta spend in the time chamber, Gohan also spends in there. During those 2 years, he not only surpasses Goku base to base, but he learns Super Saiyan God as well as the imperfected Super Saiyan Blue, because I do take after the manga. Afterwards, again, Gohan doesn't get involved with the Goku Black Saga. Because, why would he? It's a Goku clone, so Goku would be the one fighting him, and it's Trunks' timeline, so obviously his tsundere of a father would be going with him. It realistically makes no sense for Gohan to get involved. Sorry, Salad Saiyan, I don't get to ignore obvious logic to make my what-ifs happen. Apologies. So then we make it to the Tournament of Power. Gohan has indeed been training and is far more powerful than he was in the original top. Because as Toriyama clearly showed, Gohan's ultimate form, which gets rid of the need to transform and unlock all of his potential, both of those were in quotes, is not actually his ultimate form and all of his potential. And unlike during Dragon Ball Z X Neptunia What If, we're not going to spend 3 whole parts covering the Tournament of Power. I'm just going to go over the highlights and we're going to call it a day. That will be the end of it, okay? So, following the manga version of the Tournament of Power, basically everything goes the same up until when Gohan stops Kefla from interfering with Goku and Jiren's fight. If you don't understand what I mean, go read the manga or go watch a video on it. There is literally a hour-long video explaining everything that happens in the Tournament of Power arc, and half of it isn't even the Tournament of Power. So just watch like a 30-minute video, you'll see what I mean. It takes like 15 minutes to skip from the start of the Tournament of Power to here. But with that explained, Gohan would turn into Super Saiyan God to deflect the Ki Blast that Kefla shot, my apologies, at Goku and Jiren. Gohan would fight Kefla, but then be quickly put on the back foot as he's only a Super Saiyan God, and would turn into Super Saiyan Blue, having a much more even fight. In fact, he's actually winning. However, the more Gohan fought, his stamina would slowly keep draining faster than Kefla's, and his power would drop. Kefla would take this note, and Gohan Super Saiyan Blue, while still flawed, would slowly start failing him. He didn't have the experience of Goku, or the know-how of seeing it like Vegeta, so Gohan never learned perfected Super Saiyan Blue. He doesn't have Goku's ingenuity. Not until this tournament, at the very least. But as Gohan begins to struggle more and more, two Ki Blasts attack Kefla. It's Goten and Trunks, who replaced Krillin and Tien in this version of the Tournament of Power.
Yes, you're doing it! Stay with it!
During the 48 hours they had to train, Gohan suggested that he, Goten, and Trunks should go in the time chain. However, Goku took them instead and said that he had an idea for a while but never had the chance to implement it. Inside the time chamber, he taught Goten and Trunks the fusion dance, and on top of that, Super Saiyan 3. They didn't have the maturity for God Ki. And thus, to help Gohan in his fight with Kefla, they fused into Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks, who would be stronger than Super Saiyan God Gohan, but weaker than Super Saiyan Blue Gohan. Meaning that he could put up a fight, but he is weaker than Kefla. Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks fights Kefla. He wasn't as strong as Kefla, but he was putting up quite the good fight, and Gohan saw this. He was going to jump in, but Gotenks told him to take a breather, and thus Gohan powered down out of Blue, while Gotenks fought Kefla. Goku did his Kaioken-esque ability to increase his strength, and then unlocks Ultra Instinct. Meanwhile, Vegeta unlocked Blue Evolution, and Gotenks was sent skidding off the ground before defusing. Super Saiyan 3 drained the key timer, or the timer, a lot, so taking all that damage on top of it really did not help Gotenks in this fight. After that, Gohan was having trouble again. Goku and Vegeta got mastered Blue a while ago, and now they have Ultra Instinct and Blue Evolution. Goten and Trunks learned Fusion and transcended into Super Saiyan 3. But Gohan? He's had this Super Saiyan Blue since before the Universe 6v7 tournament. He was the only one who wasn't breaking his limit. He wasn't the desperate kid who fought Nappa, he wasn't the hero who fought Frieza, and he wasn't the beast who defeated Cell. But then it clicked. The Blue Kaioken-like technique didn't work for Goku. He was just powering up. Cell told him something very similar way back when, just like Gohan did as a kid. Goku pushed up against the wall and then it snapped. Gohan went through a depression state after that, and he hasn't used his rage since the fight with the android, even against Frieza when he was about to die. Now, he thought that now would be a good time to change them. And thus Gohan began to power up. He thinks about the slaughter of Nappa, the ruthlessness of Frieza, the death of 16. His power skyrockets, catching everyone's attention. He then dashes out, landing multiple strong and devastating blows. Gohan and Kefla clash quickly, and Gohan's power was dropping even faster as he was putting every single drop of his power to use. His rage was maximizing his potential, but he couldn't quite break that barrier that he could feel was there. As they approach the ledge, Kefla grabs his punches and they get locked in place. Just as Gohan was about to lose ground though, Goten and Trunks power up and tackle Kefla. And together the three hybrids push the Universe 6 fusion off the edge. From there, the top would go relatively the same as it did for the rest of the month. So that's it for this one. I mean, really, Gohan really didn't do a lot in part 3, but realistically, I mean, there's not just a lot for him to do, in my opinion, at least. And I just don't think that he would have the power. Well, I mean, I could just say Gohan get Rage Boost and Gohan unlock Beast and Gohan beat Jiren. But I'm not going to do that. I think that letting him rely on his rage, but also like not completely not allowing it to carry him, was a better idea to write it. A lot of YouTubers end their what ifs on the Dragon Ball Super Saga, and I think superhero is the most interesting thing I could write from here. But I'm yapping at this point. But here's the yapper. Long intro. Just wanted to quickly explain that. We may continue in the future. We may not. We will see. And I'll catch you next time. Bye bye.